Damien, you're on with the Wall Street Soldier. I'm blown away. I don't know how you feel. Go ahead. Jump on in on this. What's your thoughts? Your question.
Good evening, Dr. Marshall. I'm going to try and keep this simple. I remember the bailouts of the airlines after the September 11th stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was right. I think our system's supposed to work on supply and demand. Just, what do we call it, subsidies. When we subsidize soybeans, that's messing up the system. That's not supply and demand. So with the bailout of these banks, when they say they're too large to fail, why do we really need banks? He says we need a functioning banking system. Why? Why can't we literally mail or send the funds that are due? Because you say this, what is it called, the fiduciary responsibility that they have? Think about anybody when they deal with credit, when they deal with money loaned to them. Do they even spend that money like it's their own?
You want me? I can't look.
I mean, I think we need a banking system in order to make loans for productive projects. We're not talking about these kinds of loans when they're loaning money back and forth so they can just gamble and speculate. I don't think we need loans for that. But we need loans so that you can literally, build anything. If you want to build a power plant, I don't care whether it's nuclear power plant or green power, you're going to need loans to do that. So you need a banking system to do that. You may need loans to run a business because you make sales the 1st of the month and you don't collect until the 20th of the month, and you need a short-term loan to get you from the 1st of the month to the 20th of the month. You need loans so you can buy houses. Very few people can afford to pay all cash for their house.
Go ahead, go ahead, man.
That's somewhat due to greed when you raise the price to a point where you need a loan to be able to pay for it. Just in the 70s, cars were only about $3,000 brand new off the lot. When you pump up a car, the same car, to $50,000, $60,000, and now I need a loan for it, and everybody knows it's not worth anything after 5 years. That's why you can't get a loan beyond 5, 6 years for your car, because it's no longer the collateral they once thought it was. But when you say, going back to when you say we need the banks for loans, well, look at the situation like this. How easy is it for small businesses to get a loan from banks nowadays, from a financial institution? And on top of that, we have the stock market, and you can go into the stock market and have an initial public offering to try and develop those same funds that you're going to use to develop your business. Now we have 2 avenues for your business to get its money. Why are we having problems with jobs then?
Well, I think you're talking about 2 different things in terms of IPOs and small business loans.
Back to the beginning, supply and demand. We need the money to start the businesses. Everybody knows we need jobs. So why aren't new businesses starting? Because financial institutions say it's a credit crunch right now.
I'm gonna give Mr. Faust a shot at this. We got a lot of folks who want to talk. I don't know if he can answer all of these questions, but we'll give him a chance. I want to focus on the whole Wall Street piece. Go ahead.
Well, I think the problem that some small businesses are having in getting loans is in part because the banks, having been such a mess, are under pressure to hang on to their money, increase their capital. And so they're a little more hesitant to loan, especially if they think it's a risky loan. If they think it's a non-risky loan, then they're happy to make it because they have lots and lots of collateral behind it. But they're a little concerned about that. And I also think that it's harder in an economy that's not growing for the banks to make loans because they're afraid that the small businesses that start out are more likely to fail than an established business.
But the irony of that, if I'm correct, is that they're worried about making risky loans because they made risky loans in the past.
That's correct. And they made loans that were much riskier than they won't make now.
Right. In other words, now they're scared because they messed up, so they got a higher standard. What they needed was a high standard on themselves in the past. That's sort of what it sounds like to me.
Street Soldiers Radio is the voice of the alive and free movement, preventing violence worldwide.